Good afternoon, planet Earth. Welcome to our live safari this afternoon. A little bit late because of anomalies in the system. Gremlins again. Any more children coming out of the bushes across the road? No. One of our local herds of impala live around camp. We see them quite a bit. We're just outside camp because we had to go back into camp and try and figure it out, or figure out what it was that was preventing us from getting a signal to the base, and we managed to do that. And one of our local herds of impala all bunched up. Hello everybody, you do really have to go and hide behind the bushes now. I guess they feel it's necessary. Welcome to Thornybush on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. What day is it for the rest of the world? It's like a Thursday or something. Something like that. One of the few herds of impala where there's still a dominant male, and as you can see, he allows these young males, the ones that have just got their horns growing, because they're newborns, they're not sexually active yet. And although the rutting season is over, he is allowing them to stick around. Near a helicopter, possibly an anti-poaching patrol coming over. A helicopter means business. Here it comes. It's actually the crew. It looks like it could be the Kruger Park helicopter. Have a quick look at it. It's quite high, it's not low enough to be doing patrols. Sorry. Just a little bit too bright looking into the sun towards him. Okay, so off for our afternoon drive. Been a little bit distracted already as right off the bat, starting the drive. Aaron on camera with me this afternoon. Becky back in FC. And looking forward to an afternoon of fun. Hopefully we're going to find something for you. Remember, emails can be sent to drivequestions@wildearth.tv, and anything you want to know about the technical side of things, if you're having any problems with your feed or any other technical issues, drive feedback@wildearth.tv. Heading south from camp at the moment in this little area that we have between the river and the fence line, the southern boundary of Thornybush Private Nature Reserve, TPNR. I wonder how it can be, because the other TPNR is where I live, the Thornybush Private Nature Reserve, although that's more aptly known as the APNR, the Associated Private Nature Reserve, because it incorporates the Thornybush and the Kanseri private game reserves. But the Thornybush is also known as the TPNR, Thornybush Private Nature Reserve, and the Thornybush also TPNR. I guess semantics. And I want to come this way because I want to look for the wildebeest clan, if they're around, catch up with the vehicle. Hello, you live. Goodbye, you not live. One of the crew coming back. soaking on their Dutch. Coming back in from a little quick trip to town. It must have been a very quick trip to town. Scooby-Doo. I should have gone up there through the trees and then come back around, because I just remembered I found something today. I found a flower today that I never thought I would see in June, and I want to show it to you because I want it to be the daily flower for the ladies. And it's getting harder and harder for me to fly and found, you know what I mean, to find flowers, yes, I'm tired. As we get into the dry season, there are a few things that flower in the dry season, but unfortunately there are not many of those species around at all. And here we have, this is interesting, okay, look at this. Look at the dynamic that we've got here. Right in front here we've got about a dozen or so bachelor boys, and just at the back there is one of the family groups with the dominant ram. And probably about 80% of these little boys in front of us here, maybe 60% of them, are young rams that have mothers in that family group, or rather that breeding herd at the back there. There's one dominant ram there too. And although breeding season is over and the rams should be letting these little boys back in to visit their mothers, this dynamic seems to be that they're still being kept at bay. So that ram at the back there, I can just make him out. He's making sure that this bachelor herd keeps their distance. I can't imagine that there are any of these impala females that are still in estrus. I think I can see a giraffe. Maybe. Yes, I can.
Mr. G.
No, it's a young Miss G.
Miss?
Yeah, she's a Miss. I think it's a young female. Just wandering off, pretending to be disinterested. But I know from experience, no doubt have been changing position with the dominant ram. Some of them maybe becoming the dominant ram for a short period is actually going to probably come across the road. There's a youngster. There's quite a new youngster, in fact. Just about to cross the road. Little one that was probably born quite late, only in February or so. Still very small. Free. There they go. Under the circumstances, the male's got no choice whatsoever what the females do. Once one old female does something, they're all off, and he just has to follow. But I have no doubt that they've all been covered. They're all conceived now. There's actually no reason for him to still be dominating over the herd, keeping the rams away, the other rams away. No, they're still here, but there's still the male to come. If he knows what's good for him, he'll follow them. There he is. Yes, he's already come across. Oh no, he's there already. No, but it's right into the sun. So what we'll do, we'll come back onto that road that runs west of us, and we'll see them from there, and that might be better. There's also go away bird calling there. I have no idea why I'm calling, unless there's something there, but the impala are far too relaxed. They're not taking very much notice in the alarm call of this go away bird. Our resident zebra family. Maybe the wildies are here too. The reason for me coming this way was to see some of our resident plains game, to see if they were around. Wanted to see if we could find young Billy. There's the big mare with the foal. And there's another mare here that's on the right. Here are the wildebeest. Yeah, I figured we'd find the wildies. There's the giraffe, but we'll find, that's the young female that's always been here. So we're going to go around so we've got a better light on them from the other road. Hello children. Here's the stallion. Hello boy. Love the stallion, and I think he's such a cool, he's got incredible eyes, the stallion. Here at the back. But they're moving up to that other road, and we'll see them when we turn this corner. There's little Billy, still doing fine despite the cold. He's alive. He's got all hanging out at the back with Mom. We're going to cut through this gap. Seems like an Impala afternoon watch. Okay, well, I think we've seen some Impala this afternoon. Let's go find something else. This herd is so spread out, but clear that there's not much here that's concerning them. The live wasn't running. At all. Okay, thank you. So apologies to everybody, we've only just become live again. I've been once again talking to myself for the last while. We haven't seen much. We've been looking at Impala mostly, and what happened was the laptop went down and froze, or something happened to it. The laptop that is broadcasting our signal and everything, and we all thought it was live, but somehow something else went wrong. One of those things. But between then and now, all we did was come across the river to Alberta Pan, and we haven't seen much other than the Impala, and we're now going to head north. Earlier today, there's a wondering if you saw the flower. Suddenly it occurred to me, I've been... so do you know if the flower was live or not? I don't know either. Oh, yeah, I found a beautiful flower. That's okay, Vicky, don't worry. We'll find that flower again tomorrow. We'll sit there until the sun comes up and shines on it. But I was with the flower for 5 minutes, 10 minutes so, and it was my flower for the ladies for the day. Flower we haven't seen, red flower. I wonder, should we go up to... Oh, it's got to nearly. Well, the elephants that I think were there are the ones that they found on the airstrip because they were moving in that direction. And it kind of ties in with the time that I saw them. And who knows, maybe it's a different bird. Let's see what we can find up this road. My lips are so dry. There is a very good bush remedy, but there isn't any of it here. It's known as bulbinella. No. You might find it in the garden of the lodge, because it's certainly something that is grown in gardens quite extensively. Bulbinella. It's good for scratches, good for insect bites, good for everything. But I think my chances of finding some wild bulbinella in this environment is pretty slim. Although it is an indigenous flower plant. The leaves are kind of a succulent, and you get this gel, almost like a clear gel that comes out of it. Sorry, I've just seen some litter I want to pick up. But at least it was eco-friendly.
Was it eco-friendly?
It was.
Eco-friendly.
I'll show you now. So it's still got rainwater in it. I think maybe it was bush clearing operation. They might have used it for a water drum.
Ah.
It's got water in. What should I water? Just plant some water. These grasses.
Is that really?
Surprisingly not that much. No insect larvae, no mosquito larvae.
Nothing in it.
No, well there was the remains of a rat-tailed maggot. But there, see, it's got a little butterfly. It says eco-friendly. Yeah. Except such precautions. If it's ingested or inhaled, do not give mouth-to-mouth resuscitation if victim ingested or inhaled. Consult a doctor. Contact with eyes or skin. Immediately flush eyes with running water for at least 20 minutes. Use product in well-ventilated area. Keep out of direct sunlight. Store in cool conditions. It says it's a neutral detergent. UN number, not applicable. ER guide index, non-applicable. Danger symbol, XI, whatever that means.
Step back here, we'll throw it away.
From Pretoria. Zone Chemical, manufacturers of chemical products. I hate chemical manufacturers. Safety phrases, risk phrases. I don't know, doesn't sound very eco-friendly to me. But at least there was clear fresh water in it. And it wasn't a chemical. So it might have been washed out and used as water for something. Someone, maybe hyena or something. There were teeth marks on it. The first thing I looked at to see if it had been brought in by a baboon or another animal. And only an animal like a human with opposable thumbs could have carried it here without putting teeth marks on it. Otherwise everything else would have had to carry it with their mouth. So it has to be dropped by a human. But that's what I'm here for. I'm here to clean up after my fellow humans. I think it was this crew that come out here to cut the sides of the road. Might have had it as drinking water and they forgot. Everybody makes mistakes. Somebody forgot that it was here. So good. So where were we, everybody? You missed the flower. We got a couple of impala. Other than that, didn't miss anything. Aaron and I are heading out to try and find you something exceptional. It's a beautiful Sunday afternoon. I think it's a Thursday in the rest of the world, but for us out here in the bush, it's just a fun day. We haven't had any major setbacks today to make it a Monday, because that's what happens. Any day can turn into a Monday. We nearly had a Monday because we were having problems with the bushwalk. But Becky sorted it out, and so it reverted back to a Sunday. Drives it out even more. Pardon? Hello, man. Sorry.
I didn't drive.
It's gone deeper in. Oh, man, it's rough. There's an elephant. There's an elephant. Look, there's an elephant. Oh, there's another one. That's okay, I'll go into the bush.
Hello, old friend.
Let's just go on to... Hello, Timbo. Okay, let's just go up a little bit, see if we can come around that side, or... Let's establish the... If we get onto Nyaleti Road, we might be able to see them when we come round on, because Nyaleti Road comes down at a bit of an angle. No. That's it. Exceeding. So this Nklele, what is the name of this Nklele that goes down to? Yeah, these where elephants been digging. Oh. This Nklele same group of elephants that I was looking for this morning. But they're not going anywhere. I just want to see. What are you doing? No, you're whistling.
Can we get more dramatic effect?
Okay. Can you do a drum roll too?
No,
But look at this. They've been nailing this false marula here on the ground. Yeah, that's the false marula. Because it looks like a marula, but it isn't. And soon I'll show you why. Maybe they stopped fruiting. There's the rest of the herd there, down this little road. Oh, look, here are the boys. And here's the giraffe that we saw earlier that's coming through. Don't know where to put the camera now. Got giraffe, elephant.
I missed the elephant.
Noise. Yeah. They're gonna come and say hello. Oh, these two little boys are gonna play. I could see that happening. Our station Slumby and drove on Nyaleti way east towards Madlila Herd Road. Okay, let's just try and keep up with these boys that are fighting. Aaron, it's funny, when I'm with you, we get this with elephants. They're not fighting. They're just little boys playing. In fact, if we look at footage, we might find that they might even be the same one. Where's the sand? Where's the camera? Welcome to Africa, everybody. The best that Africa can offer. Oh. Come back this way, little boy. Come on, you're not finished. You can't do it in the bushes. You've got to do it here in the road where we can see you.
Come and say hello.
He's chickened out. I think he maybe got a little bit of a hiding from the big bull. Hello, little boy. Another little boy coming. Hello. Come say hello. You with the little broken tusk number there. Oh, just look at that. Okay, these two little boys from in. Oh no, they had this mud. Oh, it's dried up mud. They might be heading down towards the river, which means that we can have them again tomorrow. Guys, any of these lady ellies. Those are the little boys hanging out in the back, and a big cloud coming out from there. Little girl. Stand by, please. That's what it is. These radios are interfering with each other. They're not, the frequencies are not far enough apart. As soon as I told Becky to just wait a minute, cut the other one off. Oh, I wanted to see that little one, but she doesn't want. She's getting a bit worried now. I'm looking at these ellies and I don't know any of them. Guys have found a leopard by the sound of things. Oh wait, I know her. Yeah, that hole in her ear. Don't want to intimidate this little one too much. She's got her back to us, a bit worried. Okay, Becky, I'm ready. Okay, go. Hello, lady. Sounds like they've got the Malawan female. She's up at Royal Malawan Lodge. Well, I told the guys the tracks went up there this morning. Nobody bothered looking. There goes the tree. Hello, baby girl. Hello. Hello, baby girl. Hello.
Hello.
Gee.
Camera shy.
Yeah, as soon as I pick up my camera, she turns. I should have been quicker with my camera. Although you got it on your camera.
Yeah.
Really got to get some of this footage one of these days. Elephants of Africa. What a wonderful time. time. Best thing to do. Can't think of anything in the world that I would rather do right now. Okay, flirting is fun, but right now I'm flirting with these old ladies. She's eating on some of this gardenia. An error on the encoder. And we're back. We're back. And the moment that we lost you, we had that elephant cow, always fly, standing right here on my bumper. Okay. Lake, Kansas. I think Blake knows a lot more than he lets on. Because Blake asks questions like he already knows the answer to the question. That's the same one. Yeah, she crossed the road. Blake is saying, is it true that the head shape of the different elephants are an indication of, or a way to tell sex? Yes, they are, Blake. It is pretty universal with African elephants. The females have a very distinctive, sharp, angular forehead. The males tend to have much more of a rounded forehead. If we get a good profile of an elephant cow, we don't really have a good profile of her right now. She's turning her head away a little bit. But it's not the only thing. It's not the thing that really helps to identify bulls and cows. There are other things. I mean, the mammary glands, the boobs of an elephant cow that have between her front legs, one of the few other mammals who has mammaries on the chest area as opposed to the abdominal area like most other bovids and carnivores. Elephants, you can often see the females, but also the genital area, you can tell from that. General demeanor, as well as, of course, we're in a family group. We've got cows and calves, not really likely to be bulls amongst them. Bulls only do come and visit with them from time to time, or hang out on the fringes, as we saw with those two little boys that are probably the sons of some of these females, growing up now, just hanging out on the fringes. The birds actually slowly making their way down towards a place called Albeda Pan, and back towards the Simbabati River. Hey, can you smell them, Aaron? I'm sitting right in the middle of, even though my nose is not that great, sitting right in the middle of this lovely tent of elephants. I think I can make a movie, a la Tent of a Woman, Tent of an Elephant. Don't lean too far to the right, you might fall over.
Yeah. Angle the camera.
Yeah, I'll get through this little bad section in a minute. Oh. You can't really, well, we can stop here and you can pull through the legs of her. Close up to that ear, so I've got that for reference. No, pretty girl. Yeah. Also because we're kind of low, so it's looking up toward the... Somebody in low, slowly heading down towards Albeda Pan.
Camera shot. Camera shot.
Get my photo of you.
Yeah,
Your mom would be proud. Hey, she was tucked behind you. Look at this, dude. should be live again. Hopefully we are.
Come on. Hello.
A really scraggly tail. Try and get close up of the tail. That sort of club shape. I've been hit in the face by a tail like that. And it's like a baseball bat. No, that's not a whip, that's a bat. That's like a bat. There's weight and muscle and meat on that tail. Not to mention the vertebrae inside it. I don't think she likes filming her tail. Hello, pretty girl. Well, your temple glands are leaking a little bit. Hello, Amy. Mentioning that we've seen that Amy has seen on a couple of live cams elephants with holes in their ears. See, she's got a very, very tiny little hole. It probably was from a thorn or something that went in there, and over time that might get bigger. All sorts of things. Branches, thorns, bulls fighting might get torn. What's she digging, girl? Wants a bit of sand. Hello, baby. Give me the trunk. Give me the trunk. Give me the trunk. She's gonna touch. Not even gonna touch the cloth. Come on, pinch.
Come on, come say hi to Mom.
Pinch the bum. I cannot explain to you what it is like to be trusted by these elephants the way they do trust us. She's digging something. She might have a root there that she wants. And I'm so close we can't actually see what she's doing with her feet because it's right in front of the car. But she's exacerbating the erosion at any rate. Kittle, my camera can't focus when you move. That's going to work well in 3D. She's breaking the tortillas. Such beautiful light as well. Late afternoon. Yeah.
Short left.
Short left, there's the big hole in the ear. There you go, Amy, look at her big hole in her ear. Come to see what a female is doing. Whatever you're doing, I want to do too. I've got to keep this radio on, Sad, because I don't know if anybody's coming. Sorry, I've had my radio turned down. Anyone coming to the Endlove on heading down towards Albedo Pan? I hope it's not.
Body of
Right, thank you. Where about are you? Okay, it could be the back of the same herd.
Well, switch over mic, you can try and do it.
No, I'm on that road that runs parallel east of you. It is the same herd. I'm not there at Dalbida yet, but they are heading down towards us from Nelesi. Have you got a couple of young daughters there? Okay, copy. They must be split up a little bit. I'm only a couple hundred meters south of you.
What are you looking for?
There's nowhere to stand there. In Charlotte, North Carolina. Hello, Tora. Tora in Charlotte. NC Becky is North Carolina. North Carolina. Interesting question, Tora. Wanting to know if there's any inbreeding since they stay within the family group. No, they don't, Tora. Only the females stay within the family group. Since bulls don't really play a part of the family group, it is only the cows that you get in the family group. So the daughters of the cows and the matriarchs always get mated with different bulls. So no, actually there's a whole bunch of mechanisms that prevent inbreeding from happening. So it can't happen. Because young bulls start getting their independence from quite a young age, and they leave the herd when they go through puberty and join up with bulls. And the bull society, elephant bull society, is different to the elephant cow society. The bulls don't really play a role in the females in their herds. They do come and visit, and of course then when it comes time for mating, the females, the matriarchs, decide which bulls can mate. And I think the matriarchs they know whether a bull is going to be the father of a youngster or not. So now you can get some close-ups of feet, especially if she decides to lift that foot. You know, often, look at that there, just underneath of that foot. I was trying to describe it this morning, and now that we're so close, we can probably get a really close-up view of it. Often, elephant will lift one of their legs, front leg or rear leg, and that is because they're just resting their limb. Really, it's got a tickle under a hand, the toes. A little bit too quick, but maybe she'll so much bigger because we're a little bit lower than her. She's huge, blocking out the sun.
Yeah. As can you hear this world?
Throw that sand your way, not my way. got something behind her ear that she's spraying his hand on. Maybe she's Combela. Look at that, lifting all of that dead wood to get to some of the grasses. That's old buffalo thorn or something, and protecting a bunch of grasses and things. So she lifts the dead wood to try and get into what's underneath that dead wood. Oh, here she is. I think we're live again. We're having some serious computer problems again this afternoon. Our apologies on that. Becky did say she did post something, but just been sunset. We had a nice view of the glowing post-sunset sky with one of the Ellies. Now we were this female. But the bush is quite thick now, and they're so spread out. Quite spread out. Okay, I can't stand that radio anymore. Listening. She was listening to something. One of the Ellies must have said something. Move forward a bit. Spread out over quite a wide distance, all this herd. So we'll only ever really spend time with one or two. She's quite a distinctive female. She's got a very distinctive short and broken tusk on the left, blunted tusk on the right. What? Hello, baby girl. You're pretending to smell us now behind the tree. starting to move back to the west now. So we're going to lose them. Okay, bye children. Thank you very much. It's that drainage line. So really, apologies from all of us, although there's not much we can do about hardware failures. The computer wants to shut itself down, it shuts itself down. Not much we can do about it. Blake once makes an elephant a tusker. Blake, what makes an elephant a tusker? Well, one criteria is generally you have to be a bull elephant to be a tusker, because generally the bulls are the ones that have exceptional tusks, and of course the size of the tusks. An exceptionally large elephant with with exceptional tusks, with 5 foot, maybe 5 foot plus tusks, 6 foot tusks is what we would term a tusker. But sometimes you get tuskers, they've got big fat tusks because they're broken. They've got these big, you can almost imagine they were once long. Oh, it's an big old bull elephant. In some parts of Africa you get some big female, or rather early cows with very long tusks, like up in Amboseli there used to be some. But generally it's a bull with very long tusks, what a tusker is. And we're leaving this family group, they all moved away. I don't know if you can see to the right of us, it's impenetrable to a human. Elephant can squeeze through there because they've got thick skins, but we wouldn't be able to get the jigger in there. And it's getting dark, I want to leave them be, give them some peace and quiet. Had a lovely afternoon with them. Brent in New Orleans. New Orleans. The Big Easy. New Orleans. Hello Brent. Do elephants stretch their muscles? Yes, they do sometimes. Sometimes you see them doing good stretch. I think every animal stretches their muscles at some point. There's no reason why us humans should be the only ones. We all have the same muscle groups, the same composition of bone and skeleton and muscles and tendons, and everything is the same. We all just different shapes. Otherwise, everything works the same way. Just different shapes. Why I don't understand why humans do what they do to animals. Animals are just the same as everything else. We all have red blood. We all have hearts and lungs and kidneys, muscles. We all go through the same old. Somehow us humans put ourselves above the rest of the natural kingdom. So wrong. What?
Just the camera.
Oh, thanks. And we'll come and look for them first thing in the morning. See if we can catch up with them at some point. I don't know if we're going to be able to take this. We'll try and take this road. I have taken it once before. So badly eroded, it takes us down through that little pan. You can see the big anise trees down below us. Maybe when we get down there, they might have come down to the river already by the time we get there. It takes us a while to get through these eroded sections. I'll fall in there. Negative. Not going to do that. Just a side note, having just received a question regarding poaching. Folks, we're just a film crew. We are not part of the management of a reserve. We're not part of Thornybush at all. We are just filming here for a short period. I can't answer the poaching questions, unfortunately. It's something that needs to be addressed to Thornybush and the management of Thornybush, but personally, I can't answer things because I don't know. I'm not on that side of it. We're here to do some filming and to do the live drive, and I'm sure that there are a bunch of you out there, as there are those that just ask that kind of question, wanting to know a little bit more detail about these things. But quite simply put, it is not our place to, well, my place. I'm the presenter here. I have touched on the poaching issues because I feel very strongly about it, but as far as what is happening here at Thornybush, we just here for a short period of time. I don't know what's going on here with poaching or what they do about it. I'm not part of the management of Thornybush, and I'm not part of the solution of what might be going on. So as much as I would love to answer the question regarding maybe poaching and things like that, I'm not going to, because I simply don't know, and it's not my place to answer those questions. It is beyond acceptable. It is beyond anything we've ever experienced before, even perhaps in other parts of Africa. Although right now elephants are being destroyed at the rate of over 100 elephants a day in Africa, nobody's doing anything about it. So I get very worked up on the poaching issue, but I can't comment on poaching issues because we just have to have fun and enjoy the wildlife and film what we can for a short period of time, and then when we move on we'll be somewhere else perhaps, or who knows where we will be. I'll be back in the Thornybush, and Thornybush will become a thing of the past to some extent. We're hoping that this live broadcast will garner some interest for the lodges here at Thornybush, known as the Thornybush Collection. There is Thornybush Game Lodge, there is the Royal Malawan Game Lodge, which is one of the top lodges, very expensive, kind of like 14,000 Rand a day per person type lodge. There is Jackalberry and Waterbuck, and I can't trying to think of the others. But have a look, the thornybushcollection.com I think it's called, or the Thornybush Collection. Bunch of different lodges here in Thornybush. Hello Mr. Wildy. Sorry, am I intimidating you, boy? And we're hoping that what we're showing you can garner some interest in Thornybush for people to come and visit Thornybush. It was one of the perhaps reasons why they let us come and film here. But it's a little bit too much of a delicate subject to discuss poaching, because there are people out there that don't have good intentions, and I refuse to be a part of anything that might adversely affect the peace and quiet and tranquility of Thornybush, and I hope you understand that. That would be nice. If he just stays there and we can get... No, he's not going to. And that would have been so nice if he was there, standing with that sky behind him. Where are you off to, Mr. Wildebeest? The Wildebeest. The GNU. 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 Now that we've taken a pretty little time getting down here, I'm just thinking of these illies might be making their way down, but it is getting darker. Not dark yet, but it's getting darker, and time to make our way across the river. And hopefully we'll find these ellies tomorrow morning, and if we're going to find them tomorrow morning, I probably won't go very much further. Who knows? But they're not far from home. In fact, we might even hear them breaking branches tonight. I don't know why they want to come down to the river. It's cold down at the river. But that's why they were heading south, and then they started turning west. So they're actually running parallel to the river right now, or rather feeding parallel to the river just north of us. And perhaps just going to stay in the tree line out of the cool wind for the night, and then sometime tomorrow, after they've been feeding on a lot of branches and twigs and bark and leaves, they're going to want to come and get some of the fresh greener vegetation down on the river. Kind of like the salad to their main course. Hello Blake, why is it called a wildebeest? I can only guess, Blake. Wildebeest is actually a Dutch, or rather Afrikaans term. If I had to pronounce it correctly, I would say wildebeest. Wild is wild, beest is cow, so maybe it was because when they first saw them, they thought they were wild cows. But it's not. And we all know that the sand people, the bushmen, a lot of their names for things were of the sounds that they made. Well, that was certainly a wonderful afternoon. Aaron brings me luck in finding ellies. Didn't you say you wanted an ellie when we left camp?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. early time, I got my early time, and now I can sleep tight tonight. Filled up. Apologies for the break in our transmission this afternoon. We seem to have a computer that doesn't like to stay on, very much like my laptop. That laptop is called a Hewlett Packard. My laptop is called an HP. Something in the back of my recesses of my mind connects the two. Must be an HP thing. Anybody any connections with HP? Let them know. We give them a lot of airtime if they gave us decent hardware that doesn't break down all the time. And hopefully we can sort this out when we can get hold of Pete. Hard to get hold of Pete right now because he's at Mashatu. Yes, thank you, Becky. Pete's up at Mashatu. He's working on a lightning strike on our equipment up at Mashatu. I think that's for the Pete's Pond camp. So it's hard to get hold of Pete right now. But we will be emailing. We'll try and sort out things out our equipment. In the meantime, we make do what we got. And we got some elephants today. And thank you as well for questions that came in. And hopefully I answered them to the best of my ability. Or hopefully you're satisfied with my answers. If not, email me. And otherwise we carry on tomorrow where we left off today. We're going to head out tomorrow and go and look for these ellies and see if we can see them again. It would be nice if we can catch them down in the river, digging holes in the sand for water, eating the reeds. Who knows? Maybe we'll find cats too. We never know what we're going to find here in this little corner of Africa, and that is why we're doing what we're doing. That's why we're so excited about going out every day, because it's never the same. It's always different. So from Becky and FC, Aaron on camera, me behind the wheel, the rest of the crew in the edit suite, Andy and Laszlo and Brian. And I've got a didgeridoo in my ear. It sounds like Brian on the didgeridoo. Wish I could get you. We'll try and get you to hear that one of these days. Laszlo's didgeridoo. It's only really Laszlo and Brian who can play the thing. I tried. I'm a zero at the didgeridoo. If you don't know what a didgeridoo is, Google it.
Exactly what I was going to say.
And maybe we'll get some royalties from Google too. Yes. And maybe it'll snow tomorrow. And maybe I'll win the lotto. And maybe I'll grow wings and I can fly or turn into an elephant. But thank you once again. Yeah, I'm babbling on. It happens when I get into a really nice mood after being with elephants the way that I was. But good night everyone. See you tomorrow. Bye.